computer. Putting in progress. And then feel free to share the stream anywhere. So we are going to hit this button and we're going to be live here in just a second. Yeah, it looks fine, little girl. And we are live. We are live. So a long time ago, before you were even born, Zelda, we used to watch what you call VHS tapes. And at the beginning of the VHS tapes, before any movie that you watch, they would have previews. Like when you go to the movie theater, they would have previews, right? You can't see her. She's here. She's being goofy like she always is. But I distinctly remember it was 20th Century Fox. And I want to say it was a Batman movie or something. And I believe it was the Joker. And he would say, "Here we go." And then he would throw his hands up in the air like that. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I still have a VHS collection. I'm a bit of a hipster.
Yeah, yeah. Are you almost done, little girl, so we can do our introduction instead of talking about Batman? No? Well, I'll do the introduction by myself. We'll introduce her when she's done being goofy like she always is. My name's Dustin with Ghost Media Entertainment.
My name is Zelda.
And this is Zelda with Ghost Media Entertainment.
My name is Bob the Builder.
Bob the Builder. Bob, you're a clown. Total clown. But we are here sitting down today with a band. Well, it's the vocalist for the band, Luke, from the band Of Many Words. They approached us just a couple days ago and said, "Hey, we've got this debut single coming out, and we would love to talk about it." And we listened to it, we got excited, and we would love to share Of Many Words with you guys. Now, we have heard of you guys before. You were tagged in some posts previously about up and coming bands and stuff like that. I believe Glenn from I the Oracle actually is the one that tagged you guys. I may be wrong. But yeah, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, Luke? I mean, I already pretty much did, but let me give you a chance to talk now.
All right. So I'm Luke. I'm the vocalist and one of the guitarists for Of Many Words. We're from Huntington. I grew up in Ona, out in the country. Of Many Words formed in November of last year. It started out because I was in a different band called Divinities, and we had a bunch of differences, a bunch of falling outs, and just kind of split in two. It became Ariandel and Of Many Words, and I ended up in both bands. So
that's awesome. And we have back when Glenn was in Ariandel, he shared some of their music. Specifically, the song that we shared for Ariandel was I think they did a Sleep Token cover. And they absolutely killed it. It was awesome.
Yeah.
So you do both bands then?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. After Glenn decided to go to I the Oracle, I was originally the guitarist for Ariandel, and then my drummer and best friend Anthony was like, just do vocals, so we don't have to find another vocalist, and we'll find a couple guitarists. So our bass player Sheldon, who's also in both bands, we share members in all these bands.
That's awesome.
But Sheldon brought a couple dudes in the Ariandel, and then I moved up front to vocals. And
we actually work with several bands that are the same. It's the same idea. They're in both two different bands. Another guy that does that, his name is, I don't know why I'm blanking on his name. He's gonna kill me if he sees this, and I forgot his name. But he's the vocalist for Abadonia, but he's also a vocalist for another band called Vile Revelation, which are out of Missouri.
Mhm.
And he absolutely kills everything that he does. He's phenomenal.
Hell yeah. You
I
gotta have
forgot his name.
multiple. You have to have multiple facets if you're a super creative person. You know.
Absolutely. So you said Of Many Words started in November. Can you walk us through the process of how you guys formed that band?
Oh man. Okay. So I'm the kind of person that I have so many things that I want to do, and I was like, okay, I've done the metal shit. I've screamed in metal bands. Now I want to play pop punk. And so I linked up with Sheldon Peters. He's one of my good friends, and he came over to the house, brought his guitar, and I was like, I showed him some songs, and we vibed from the start, and we started working together as a duo. And then we had a drummer originally that he wasn't a good fit, so that didn't work out. And then we got Josh Woodard. He was in Fear the Dreamer with me, and we got him I basically forced him to play guitar. I'm like, look, if anybody's gonna play rhythm guitar, it's gonna be you. And he's like, well, I guess I'll stick around. And then we got our drummer, Garrett Blankenship. I hit him up one day and I was like, look, we got a show coming up. Can you learn 7 cover songs and let's go play this show? And he learned them in like a week, if that, showed up to practice, nailed everything, and we went and played our first show up in Portsmouth, Ohio, at a now defunct venue called The Hive.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, from the beginning, man, it's been the smoothest experience I've ever had forming a band, because everything just kind of fell into place. We're all on the same page, have fun, fucking write some good shit, and play shows.
Absolutely. Our live did cut out on Facebook, so I just restarted it, but we are recording it. We'll get it on YouTube. All right. Cuts in it or anything like that. But yeah, that's awesome. I love hearing the backstories on how bands formed, because everybody's got a different story. And yeah, it was the question. She disappears and then reappears sometimes. I don't know why. She's a big weirdo. But yeah, I don't disappear.
Oh, where'd he go?
I know. But yeah, I love hearing stories behind how bands form and stuff like that, because it 9 times out of 10 it's, you know, somebody with an idea and they ask a buddy, they're like, hey, let's do this, and then they're like, nah, let's not do this, and then they're like, okay, let's do this, and then they find people and it just forms a huge family. And
yeah.
Not 9 times out of 10.
No,
9 times out of 10.
First you said 9 times out of 10.
Well, sometimes I don't know how to talk.
And then you said 9.
Okay, you're still a clown, Bob the Builder. But let's get into what a weirdo. Thanks. Let's get into Cutthroat. That's your debut song. What can you tell us about the writing process? Really anything about the song. We listened to it that night that you told me it was coming out. I just happened to be picking up my wife up at work, and it was midnight. And I'm like, I bet it's out right now. So I went and jammed it in the car, so I had good quality sound, and I absolutely loved it.
Thank you. That's that's awesome to hear. So Cutthroat was written at the very beginning of the band. So I have a younger brother who's also in the music scene. He plays in a band called Code Red News, and a lot of the times we'll go to each other with songs we've written and be like, check this out. And I had written that song. I was at work. I was a parking officer at Marshall University, so I would spend a lot of my time like just walking around the campus and writing tickets and stuff and listening to stuff on Spotify. And that song kind of just formed in my head. I was listening to The Story So Far,
Nice.
and the melody started coming to me, and I wrote the lyrics, sat down with the guitar, and yeah, I got the song written in probably a couple hours, and then I took it to my brother, and I was like, "What do you think about this?" And he digged it, and he said, "Yeah, I think that could be a good one." So I was like, "Okay," and I went and recorded it. Now on this song, the other members did not get to play on it yet, because this was like at the very beginning.
Okay.
And so it was about 12 hours of recording guitars and recording bass and doing drums, and it was exhausting.
Yeah, I bet. I mean, that's a whole long process. And you're doing this, were you doing this with your brother then?
He was going to be in the band originally, and then he decided that he wanted to focus on his own project and get it moving. But he has helped me a lot with like writing.
That's awesome. Definitely
Yeah.
shoot some information over to me so we can hook up with him too. We support
Oh yeah.
literally everybody that we can support. We love pushing the big bands because it draws people in. It draws people into the page, gets them interested, and then we push the little guys, not necessarily little guys, the underground bands. On top of that, what happens is, the people they get. I messed up my words and I don't know what I'm
I'm
talking
paying
about.
attention to you.
Okay. You can't see her on camera, but she's just staring at me. But yeah, so we drop people in and then we start pushing the other underground bands, and that really introduces a lot of people to people like yourself. So that's one thing that we love to do, is making sure that you guys can be found out, you guys can be heard. Even if it's one or two people from us, that's successful for us, because that's one or two people who have never.
Absolutely.
I would love to connect with him, get to know him a little bit, and maybe set up an interview and get things rolling. Now we are booked. You were a special circumstance. We had an opening, and you don't get a birthday. With the release, I didn't want to push it out too far, so we don't usually do interviews on Saturdays. But for you, I made the exception because I knew how excited you were, and I loved the song, so I wanted to make sure that we push this interview to today. So
Okay.
Your hat. Now he's gone. Sitting right here.
do you know what she's talking about? I don't know what she's talking about. Are you hallucinating?
He's right there.
Why don't we get into some of your questions, since you're so full of energy? You didn't eat a ton of candy today, so you're not going to feel sick in 10 minutes.
The rest of my
That was hours ago. Why don't you have a seat?
So was me eating a lot of sugar and candy.
Okay. Let's situate this camera so we can see you better. But she's got a series of questions that she loves to ask as well. So I'm gonna hand the microphone to her and she's gonna take over. Let me have the turtle. Right.
You
Yeah.
squeezed my nose.
All right, it's your turn. We're in the middle of an interview. Let's get it done. Here, ask your question. Do you want me to ask your questions?
One question.
Okay. One of her favorite questions that she loves to ask. Typically her first question is, what is your favorite movie?
Oh, favorite movie. See, that's a hard one, but most of the time I have to say Back to the Future.
That's a good movie. What's your favorite movie, little girl? Let's start focusing on what we're doing.
I can think of one.
What about Frozen? Is Frozen still your favorite movie?
Mm,
What's that one?
wait. Yes.
What about Moana? Moana's a good one.
Sixth grade.
Okay. Well, my favorite movie, I've got two. So they are two different way off in left field type of, not way off in left field type of movies. I'm distracted. She's being silly, more silly today than normal.
Wait.
But so my favorite movies are going to be A Beautiful Mind and Hot Rod.
Ooh,
Those are both my
What
favorite
about
movies.
more? What
Hot Rod.
More what?
Some Anthony Samberg. Andy Samberg, my
Yeah,
bad.
Andy Samberg. Yep. Andy Samberg and Russell Crowe are kind of
He's hilarious.
two of my favorites.
Hmm. And
I also really like John Wick, the first John Wick.
You know, I haven't seen those movies yet. I need to. I
Yeah.
heard they're really good.
If you like Keanu Reeves in a lot of violent death, then totally watch it. He's a killing machine, dude.
Is he?
Yeah.
I did just watch Top Gun Maverick, and that's
Oh,
at the top of my list as well. That was such a good movie. Have you seen that one?
see, I have not seen the new Top Gun, but I love Tom Cruise, especially when he does like comedy.
Yeah. Well, when you watch,
Uh,
if you're gonna watch Top Gun Maverick, it's on Amazon Prime or Prime Video or whatever. Watch the first movie first, because when you get into Maverick, they do a lot of I don't know what the
callbacks.
in movies, but they do certain things in the movie that remind him of the last movie throughout
Oh, okay.
the whole movie, and you're just like, oh my gosh, I forgot about that, and it's wonderful
Yeah. Y'all have to check it out.
for sure. Are you ready for your next question?
I'm still thinking of my movie.
Still thinking of what's a movie you watched recently that you really liked? How about
I
that?
love Lucy.
My
I Love Lucy.
my best friend has a daughter the same age, so
Yeah. See,
yeah.
she's usually calmer, but this is her first interview back after being with her mom for a week, so she's all like hyper. She's excited for tonight because we have some friends coming over. We're gonna do a big bonfire tonight. Well, not
I
a big
can't wait to
bonfire,
see
but
Kylie.
Kylie and Kat and Gage and
I don't
Zach
think I've
and-
met Kat.
well, it's Kylie's friend.
I know that.
Okay, and then Zeke's bringing his friend Alex
Cor-
and Sabrina.
Cor-
Cora has to work.
Sabrina!
Sabrina, yay.
Oh, Cora has to work.
Yeah. So yeah, we've got a bunch of people coming over, so she's hyped about that. She's been gone for a week. We have a lot of kids in
Can
the
Lily
family,
come
so
over?
who?
Lily?
No, Lily's busy.
She has work tomorrow, doesn't she?
No, but she has children that are small.
But she can.
We can talk about this later. How about that?
Why can't Eli watch him instead of bringing fireworks and lighting them off like a crazy man he is, and putting us children in danger?
He doesn't put you in danger.
I'm just kidding.
But why don't we focus on this? Because he's gonna get bored and he's gonna be like, okay, I'm bored, and then he's gonna leave us. But why don't you ask your next question?
What's your favorite video games or board games?
Oh, so I'm a huge gamer. It's pretty much my favorite thing to do other than music. I love horror games, scary games. I've been playing Amnesia, the Amnesia collection a lot with my buddy. I'm actually in the process of getting the platinum trophy. That's a big thing I do. Was I'm a trophy hunter.
Nice.
I love Resident Evil, any of them except for Resident Evil 6. And of course, I like Kingdom Hearts, any of the Dragon Ball Z games. I like Zelda. And Outlast. I like Outlast and The Last of Us a lot.
So tell me about The Last of Us. I know nothing about video games, but my son Zed, hold on, I'm talking. My son Zed is getting a PS4 for his birthday. It's being shipped to us. It's running a little late. We bought it from a friend.
When is it going to get shipped?
It's already been shipped. I don't know when it's coming. It was supposed to be here on his birthday, but it's running late. But anyways, that's one of the games he got for his birthday was The Last of Us.
That's who got it.
It's from Lily and Eli. So tell me, so what is that game about? I heard so many things about it, but I don't know anything about video games.
So The Last of Us is a very story-driven, I would say, drama with some horror elements, survival horror elements.
Okay.
The game takes place in a world, in a version of our world where cordyceps has completely taken over the human race and whatever. It's basically like a zombie outbreak, and you play as a guy named Joel, who basically he's like a smuggler.
Okay.
And he has to help transport a girl who is supposedly immune to cordyceps, and they're going to use her to make a vaccine.
Okay.
That's all I can say without spoiling, because
No worries.
when you get when he starts the game, you gotta experience it for yourself. There's also a TV series about the whole first game on HBO Max.
Okay. He might have seen that actually. Remember he did.
Yeah, it's just as good as the game.
Awesome. Yeah, so we don't play a lot of video games. We did get into, my wife played Fortnite, and she played it religiously for a long time, and then she met me, and we have 5 kids, so it's like she hasn't had time, but when we lived in Missouri right before we moved, we did play a lot. We hopped on with some followers and stuff, and I'm absolutely terrible at it, so like she's better than I am
Yeah, I'm better than
at Fortnite, but a lot older than you.
30 years old.
What, are you still 6?
Oh, you're 35. Yes, I'm 5.
I'm 25 years older than you. But anyways, I did buy a VR, Oculus VR, and I downloaded
Mhm.
the game, the Paranormal Activity game.
Does it work anymore?
I have to,
Oh, yeah.
but
I wanna play
that game, being in VR playing those games, like it scares the hell out of you.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
I'll be sitting there playing the game or whatever, and everybody will just kind of be watching me and making fun of me because I'll be walking around and I'll turn around and then I'll be like, ah, and I'll scream. And I'm like, okay, I'm done. I don't want to play this anymore. But we play more board games than anything. Clue.
games.
I like chess.
I haven't played.
I am
Clue
terrible
yet.
at chess. Absolutely terrible. I played when I was little. I had a little chessboard that was electronic. And you basically
Mhm.
computer. And,
Oh.
and I lost every single time, so I gave up.
What is it?
Yeah,
Gone forever.
it's a big strategy
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. You know, I'm extremely ADHD, so I can't focus on one thing. And you know, with chess, you have to be able to focus on what you're doing and plan ahead the whole time. And I look out the window or I'm staring at the wall for some reason, trying to play chess.
Yeah.
Does not work out for me at all. Do you have a favorite game right now?
Have two.
What are they?
One is a board game and one is not.
Okay. Hide and seek
Mhm.
and Truth or
This
Dare.
is my stepdad.
Hi,
Okay,
All right.
this is Zelda.
Hi.
I'm Dustin. Nice to meet you.
That's Zelda and that stuff. Zelda? Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Heck yeah.
What game are you talking about?
He was asking me about The Last of Us.
Oh, it's so good.
Mm-hmm.
Has he not played it?
Nope.
Don't yell at me. Don't yell at me.
You've gone through 3 generations of systems and you've never played it.
I don't play a lot of video games.
You don't play a whole lot of games.
Oh, well, then that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, it makes. So what were your 2 games that you wanted to talk about? What were your games? That's not a game, that's a noise. All right, then we're gonna move on to the next.
No,
See,
he's
you're
yawning.
well, because you're boring him with your noises. I'd be yawning too.
My favorite video game and board game is, I'm gonna say board game is Clue and Monopoly. And then video game would be Minecraft.
Minecraft.
No, no. Sports on the
Wii Sports.
Switch.
We have been playing a lot of Wii Sports because I don't suck at it, but it's simple. It's simple, and
Mhm.
it takes 15 minutes to play one set, of games or something.
Yeah.
So maybe it works out, but I'm gonna take control since you're being a goofball. But I wanted to talk to you about that show that you just had over there in Ironton over at what is it, Black Forest? Is that what he calls it?
Mhm.
The
Yeah.
venue?
Black Forest Underground.
Yeah, Black Forest Underground. And that's going to be Cody from Revision Revise. It's basically his garage that
Yeah.
he has built up over the last year. Watching him grow this venue has been phenomenal. So tell me about the show. How
Yeah.
was it?
The show was pretty great. We played there a couple times, both with Ariandel and Of Many Words. Cody's goal is to make it a big hotspot for basically be like the next big underground thing in our area, because we don't have a lot of that here. We got in Huntington, you got in Huntington, you got some clubs, and then you got some house shows like 1901, the Doghouse. So there's not really a whole lot of that in our area for the local bands. And Cody also brings touring acts to the area. We played with Devil's Cut from Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah.
And they're insanely good. They've been on Octane Radio, Sirius XM, and then we played with Revision Revised, of course, and I the Oracle.
See, I've never heard of Devil's Cut.
Costume change.
Yep, she's a banana now.
It stinks.
Well, it's been sitting in the barn.
It has been sitting in the boxes full of disgusting shoes.
Well, that's probably why it stinks. It's not banana feet.
It smells like mommy's feet.
Gross.
It's supposed to be your shoes.
Everybody's feet are stinky. I don't care who you are. Feet are feet.
You spit on my-
Yeah, Cody and the guys in Revision Revised, they're friends. They're our dudes. Watching them grow. Goofball. Watching them grow over the last year has been phenomenal as well. We just really started getting involved with I the Oracle. They had a show, I believe it was out there at Cody's place recently. If it's happened yet, I think it did pass. But I'm trying to remember what happened. I said something about going and then not being able to go, and he's like, here's a free pass, and he drew a picture. Glenn drew a picture and sent it under the band page, and so I made a post about it and talking about how he scammed me. That's not a real ticket. You have to go back and look for it. This was several weeks ago. But we had a lot of fun with that post, and I really got super close with Glenn from that post and really got to know the guys. So it was really fun. But as far as Devil's Cut goes, I've actually never listened to them.
Yeah, they're pretty good. They throw down, that's for sure.
For sure.
Good old Southern fried radio rock.
Now, being that you guys just really got involved in November, have you played a lot of shows?
Yeah, we've been pretty much going nonstop since we formed. I think we played six shows this year, and it's a good bit so far.
Yeah,
it's not like a huge amount, but for a band of our size, it's pretty good so far.
for sure. And then with your debut song coming out, I mean, that's phenomenal to have that many shows before you even get a chance to put music out.
Yeah, we our first couple shows we played a majority of covers, just like big pop punk songs like 1985 by Bowling for Soup, American Idiot by Green Day. Throw some heavier stuff in there like Linkin Park or Chevelle.
What's your favorite cover to play?
I'd probably have to say probably one we have not played a lot, because I'm so sick of playing most of them. I would have to say we did a cover. We were going to do "How You Remind Me" by Nickelback.
That's awesome.
And we were at the last minute. We were like, "Nah, we're not going to play that." But that is such a fun song to play because the memes I love memes.
Right. Well, now you got to play it because no matter how many times people tell you they hate Nickelback, you know they're secretly listening to Nickelback.
They're lying.
They're such
They
an
are lying.
our band.
Same thing with Creed.
Absolutely. You see Creed just change their profile picture. We probably got some new Creed coming out. I'm kind of excited.
I'm a huge Creed fan and a huge Mark Tremonti fan. Anything Mark Tremonti does, I'm all for it.
For sure. And I wonder if they're gonna change their sound, if they're gonna keep that dad rock sound. I want to see what they come up with. I'm pretty excited about it.
I have a feeling it'll be a continuation of what they did on their last album, Full Circle.
Okay. I don't. It's been so long since I've actually listened to Creed. I wouldn't be able to tell you what they sounded like. Just what I remember.
Yeah.
From school.
They got to have the ballads, that's for sure. They got to come back with some huge ballads.
Yeah. Anthony Morgan says Creed's gonna be bringing out the 9 strings.
Yeah, that's my best friend and the drummer of Ariandale.
Oh, is that what he does? I talked to him.
Yeah, he's a drummer.
Yeah, I talked to so many people. It's unreal lately with everything we've got going on with the page and just life. And I talk to people every day that I know are in bands, but I don't know what bands they're in. I'd have to go look. My memory is garbage. If I don't write this stuff down on a board, I'm gonna have to make a board on my wall, like write down names and put who's in what band, and I'd cover up my whole wall. We just moved to Michigan like in April or something like that, Missouri, and so we do our interviews in our pole barn. It's a 30 by 40 pole barn. And we're just in one little corner that we set up. We built a little stage, just more for us than anything because we have our Autumn Lies Buried backdrop. But what we would like to do, which was her idea, she wants to paint this wall black and then just do stickers all the way up the wall. Band stickers of people we've interviewed. Oh, that's a wonderful one.
Well, then I'll have to ship you an Of Many Words sticker soon. We're I don't know if you saw my post, but I designed a sticker for us that has a chicken on it, and we refer to it as the cock sticker. And we're going to get them made and get them posted around places.
Awesome. Yeah, I had some stickers made. They're real tiny. They're small. I wouldn't.
Because Chris made it as a small name.
Well, it's because of the money that I had. Well, I got a good deal on Sticker Mule, and it was like 100 stickers for like $30. And I'm like, hell yeah, let's do it. And it ended up being like 1 by 2 or something like that. So they're not very big. But people, I've seen them put all kinds of places. We moved from Missouri to Michigan, traveling back and forth through that process. I would stop at gas stations and I would put stickers on gas pumps.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So if you travel and you stop at a gas station going from Michigan to Missouri, I think it's what you go down 69 and then you hit 70 going west. You stop at a gas station throughout that place. Throughout those places, you might come across a gas pump that has Ghost Media Entertainment sticker on it.
Heck yeah!
Where did you put it? Number 5.
I was on pump 13. So in Columbia, Missouri, the gas station that was by our house, we put it on pump 13. So
What was that gas station?
I don't remember what the gas station was called. I don't remember what I did yesterday.
You don't. He's 35.
Well, what difference does that make?
You're old.
35's not old.
Yeah.
It's not that old.
Not that old. Do you know how old grandma is?
Which one?
Grandma
It was
Linda.
that, she's 80 something.
Yeah. That's 50 years older than I am. Do you know how old
No,
Grandma
wait,
Jay is?
it's 30.
Well, Grandma Jay is like 80 something. I think Grandma Linda's about 80. She's not quite 80 yet.
80 isn't that old.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Because I feel like I'm 80 most days. My knees and back.
Same.
But what did you have another question? Why don't you ask the end question?
No, I was whispering.
Okay, well then ask him. Don't ask me. You want to know Anthony's answer too?
Why Anthony's?
Because Anthony's right there and he's watching and he's commenting and interacting. There's 8 people watching right now. So we need to know what they want too.
What is everybody's favorite? Wait, hold on. I said that wrong. What is everybody's?
How does everybody?
How does everybody prefer your nachos?
Nachos.
How does everybody
Uh,
like
Wonder.
so
nachos?
I love Mexican food. I would have to say tons of queso. I love queso. Jalapenos, steak or chicken on top, sour cream, refried beans. Yeah.
What is that? Sorry.
What is it?
Paying attention?
Because I was mostly.
He
paying
said lots of queso, steak
I
or
heard that.
steak or
attention.
bok bok, refried beans, and that's all I heard.
Quack, quack. That's it. Yeah.
Jalapenos. You gotta have jalapenos.
Chicken on nachos? You've had chicken on your nachos. When I worked at the bar, you had chicken nachos.
I never had my.
I never had chicken nachos there.
I did.
I didn't.
The only thing I would order was like a cheeseburger and like
Cheeseburgers are good.
and fries. That's it.
But yeah, lots of jalapenos. I prefer steak on my nachos.
Mm,
Lots of
Since when did you have
authentic
steak?
queso. Whenever I make steak nachos, which isn't ever, but I eat them that way and I like them that way.
Who makes you these?
Who makes me these?
Mhm.
Restaurants. Have you never been to a restaurant?
No, not really.
Anthony says nothing but lots of cheese and meat. That's it.
Stretchy cheese.
Stretchy cheese makes me think of the pizza off of
Little Caesars.
no. What's that movie? A Goofy movie.
yes.
They're in the hotel. The stretchy cheese.
Yeah, that's my favorite Disney movie.
Is that your favorite Disney movie? That's one of my favorite Disney
Yes,
movies.
sir.
A Disney movie.
He just said a Goofy movie. What's your favorite Disney movie?
We watch a lot of Disney movies.
Yeah, we'll ask it. You'll answer next week. It took you 9 years just to. Did you even tell us your favorite movie?
No.
I have a baby brother that's 4, and he loves Disney movies as well. There's constantly Disney Plus going at my mom's house.
Yeah,
Whatever
Yep.
Shiloh is on, can we watch Shiloh?
she likes the movie Shiloh.
We've never watched.
That's
Oh
not a
yeah, that's a
Disney movie.
classic.
Do you remember? Homeward Bound?
Yes.
I need to show these
Yeah.
kids some Homeward Bound. An incredible journey. She almost killed me.
I'll tell you. One way to make me cry is All Dogs Go to Heaven.
Oh, really? Such a
Yeah.
good movie. The movie that makes me cry is Old Yeller.
Or Beautiful.
Oh yeah.
He was such a good boy, and then he got rabies, and then they had to shoot him, and then I cry like a little baby.
You always cry like a little baby.
I
Where-
watch we watch a
Where
lot
the
of
red
rom.
fern grows.
That is my favorite book of all
You
time.
know what movie what made me cry once?
The one with the doll that's scary.
Annabelle.
What's your favorite
good thing-
scary movie?
See, I'm a huge horror fan as well.
Yeah.
Oh man, favorite scary movie. Am I allowed to have two?
You can have whatever you want. You know what I'm gonna do? Since we've been asking Anthony
Make a
questions,
post.
do you mind if I just invite Anthony to the stream?
Yeah, go ahead.
Anthony, I'm
come on the stream now.
because I want to know what.
I'm traveling over there.
We stream. Me and Anthony stream together all the time. We do YouTube stuff together.
Do you? But yeah.
We
What?
speed run Resident Evil and play games and talk about Ariandel and God knows what else.
Anthony. I mean, we can talk about Ariandel too.
I mean, yeah, we can.
Ariandel.
Might as well. They're pretty much the same band.
Right. Well, I sent him the invite. We'll see what happens. But yeah, what are your favorite horror movies? Sit down, please.
Okay, so right now I have a classic and a newer one. So old school, I'd probably have to say I'm a huge slasher fan. Friday the 13th in general, I'd probably have to say Friday the 13th part 4, the final chapter.
Yeah.
And then recently, I discovered the Terrifier movies.
I really, those are on Prime, right? Okay.
Oh yeah.
Because I've heard a lot about those movies, but I've never actually sat down and watched them. I was with my friend Nick at his place one day. He's going through a rough time or whatever. So I went and hung out with him. He's like, "Have you ever seen this movie?" And I was like, "No." And so he turned it on, and then I ended up having to leave when they were in the restaurant, which is like at the beginning.
Oh man. How are you with gore?
With gore? Yeah, I don't. It doesn't bother me. I would. It's not something I would
Oh
probably
man.
ever watch, but
No, definitely not. Definitely not. But my it's kind of funny. My baby brother is fascinated with horror movies. Like my stepdad showed him all the Scream movies when he's like
Yeah.
4.
yeah, we see. It's really hard to watch horror movies in our house because our
we have children.
well,
Well, he
not
has children.
not really that. I mean, we just watch them when you're not around because you get scared. Like we watched all these Grimace videos on TikTok with the
Daffy.
two littles, and they were begging for them because they watched a couple and they're like, I want to watch more. And then like about 5 or 6 videos in, we've got one that's just covering his eyes, and then it took us like 3 hours to get him to sleep. So,
And then it
Yeah.
was iPad time. I'm like, no.
but yeah, she's okay with scary. But the hardest part about watching horror movies in our house is the fact that our 2 teenage boys make
Always make fun
they make
of the
fun of
show.
them the entire time. It doesn't matter how good the horror movie is. They
just
make fun of
make
it and they
fun of
make jokes. So it turns it into a comedy for us.
Oh, we
But
don't
it's
laugh at it though.
we
don't
we
laugh
laugh
at
our butts off. I don't know what
No,
you're talking
I
about.
don't laugh
That's
at it.
because
It's
you're
not
too busy
fun.
being scared of a
It's
little
not-
doll.
No, it's
Like we tried to watch Hereditary, and
Oh
every,
yeah. Oh man.
everybody's like, "Oh, that's the scariest movie of all time," and we're just sitting here laughing at it the whole time because the boys would not shut up. I'm like, "Bro, shut up and watch the movie." So when we watch any horror movies nowadays, we just expect
oh man.
to laugh. What are you mad at Anthony's?
Yeah.
No,
Hereditary.
not that.
That movie messed me up.
I wanted to do a backyard fire with like the TV and all of that, and I just noticed that our yard is so far away.
Yeah,
It's
we're on-
so far away that we have to drive up there.
yeah, we're on 3 acres, and we usually drive the car back to the fire pit because it's all the way on the back acre.
That's why this barn is so big. I think.
Yeah, but anyways, what we really need to just do is just buy more extension cords.
Why? So I can have one.
Why do you need an extension cord?
So I can plug everything in at once.
An extension cord only has one plug.
No, it doesn't.
But
yeah,
yeah,
she's probably
think
thinking
we
of
buy-
surge protector.
yeah, she needs a surge protector. But I think if we
A
if
what?
we buy a few extension cords and hook them up in the barn and then drag them all the way out to the fire pit, that should give us enough
A
space.
what?
Oh yeah.
Surge protector. So it's like that one down there, except bigger. So you have more plugs. What do you have to plug in? Your lights?
My lights, my and my nightlight.
You have more than enough plugs in your room to do that.
But I want my nightlight on my bed. Last night I had to unplug my lights.
First world problems. Hey, look, Anthony's here.
Oh hi.
Oh, hi.
We were not talking.
Hello.
Hello. What are you doing? Working? Hanging out in your basement?
Yeah, I'm working.
Are you? I didn't figure. I was gonna ask, but I figured I'd just send the invite. And if it happened, it happened. You know.
Yeah, we're good. We've only got an hour left, so
Okay. Yeah. So we were just talking about horror movies. What's your favorite horror movie?
oh god. Too many to count. I really like the Insidious movies
Those are good. I like those.
and
Ones.
like The Conjuring.
We need to watch more horror movies in this house.
I need to show her
Annabelle again.
the one with the girl that comes out of the well. What is that called? The Ring.
The Ring,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I heard bad things about that show.
You want to watch horror movies? There we go. 7 days.
I already have butterflies now.
What a goofball.
Sinister.
Oh, no.
is really
But yeah,
good.
so since Anthony's here, let's talk about Ariandel. Tell us all you can tell us about it.
There. Me. And
Anthony, you want to do it or you want me to do it?
You're better at explaining
we
things.
can't hear you.
All right, so
I don't. We can't hear you. I don't know what's going on here. Did we break? Say something.
hello.
Say something. No, we're echoing. Well,
We're just going,
I don't know what's happening. What did you do to my?
I didn't do anything. You made me stare at your butt for a second.
Okay, well, I can hear you on my phone. I just can't hear you on my computer. So, yeah, go ahead and talk about Ariandel, and then we'll try to figure this out while you're talking.
Okay. So as I said before, we were Ariandel and Divinities is pretty much the same thing, just different name. We were very. It started with me and Anthony playing video games and being like, "Yo, let's write some super heavy metalcore like Ice Nine Kills." Very inspired by Ice Nine Kills. Let's write heavy songs about horror video games. So that's how that started, and we started with Silent Hill 2, then Outlast, Resident Evil. We're working on a couple new ones about Amnesia and probably Dead Space.
Awesome. Yeah, I don't know what happened, but the sound switched, but we can hear you now. Everything's good. But But yeah, you guys, that was loud.
Next,
But yeah, you guys have an EP out, right, for Ariandel?
Yeah, yeah.
Let's talk about that. I haven't listened to it in a while. I didn't prepare myself for this band
you should listen
specifically.
to it today.
Well, I didn't think about bringing it up while we were talking until
Why
just
didn't you
now.
just drop off?
I don't know.
I didn't know.
What's your favorite song off the EP?
Our special place.
Okay. What's that one about?
Silent Hill 2. It's when we wrote the song, me and Anthony both played through Silent Hill 2. He finished it before I did, obviously. And we both got different endings in the game because there's multiple endings. And pretty much we wrote the song, like the bare bones of it, in Anthony's basement. And then our buddy Josh Bailey helped us record it and do the production shit. He helped write some parts of it. Originally, the song had a different vocalist on it before Glenn, and I did clean vocals. And then Glenn joined, and yeah, he redid all the vocals on it, and that's the version you hear on the EP.
Nice. Anthony, what's your favorite Ariandel song?
Survival Instinct. It's got a heavy, nasty breakdown in it, and I like heavy, nasty breakdown.
Okay, sweet. And have you guys have played shows with Ariandel? Has there been anything recent that you guys have done?
We did BFU last month, I think. Was that last month, Anthony?
What, the BFU show?
Yeah. Archons, we played with Archons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about that.
Okay.
Fuck backtrack.
Yeah. We play Raw now after that show.
Yeah.
Well, we actually ran out of time. I wish I would have thought about this earlier, bringing him on and talking about Ariandel. We can plan something for later if you guys like.
Okay.
Yeah.
That way we can dive deeper into Ariandel. We can get to know Anthony a little bit better, and whoever else wants to join from the band. Not tomorrow. We're busy. But yeah, I appreciate you having you guys on. I appreciate Anthony hopping on last minute and talking for 3.2 seconds. But we'll definitely plan something more when everybody has a little bit more time to hang out and stuff like that. But last thing we always like to do, let's plug both bands. How can we find you? What shows do we have coming up? How can we buy merch? Literally anything.
Okay, so of many words, we have a show July 30th at, I can't remember the venue exactly. My brother booked it. I think it's the Doghouse in Huntington, West Virginia. And July 22nd, we are recording our next song with John Poole. He's from Yearling and Faint 304. And Cutthroat's out. You can stream it on Spotify, whatever the hell you have. There's a lyric video out. Logan Batista from Revision Revised did it.
Nice.
And Ariandel, we are in the process of writing some new shit. Anthony's remastering our old stuff, and we're going to release versions with my vocals on it. And we got a show August 25th at the shop in Dunbar, West Virginia. And then I think Ariandel's taking the rest of the year to get new songs written. And then next year we're going to hit everything hard as fuck.
Awesome. Well, yeah, I'll shoot you a message when we're all finished up here so we can get Ariandel set up with an interview. Probably won't be until around October. Because
Never all booked.
we're booked until October, going into November, actually.
What about Zelda's World?
That's actually perfect because that's probably about the time that the new stuff will start releasing.
What about
Okay,
Zelda's
awesome.
World?
Zelda's World, we got to work on that and start planning.
Take a break from.
Well, we're not taking a break from Ghost Media, but
But
we
no,
just gotta-
no, af-
we
after
just
them,
gotta-
after them.
we can start planning Zelda's World. So Zelda actually has her own page called Zelda's World of Music. And she interviews bands typically by herself, but the last few she's had me on to help
Yeah.
guide her and stuff like that. So we'll definitely have to plan. Maybe we can have you on Zelda's World, have this whole conversation over again. Maybe we'll have some updates for that as well. But we appreciate having you guys on, and we'll definitely be hitting you up about future dates as well.
Hell yeah, it's been fun. I've had a great time.
Yeah, it's been interesting, hasn't it? Banana shoe banana. But all right, guys, we will talk to you very soon. Okay,
Later.
Take it easy.
take care.